Oh, you have the devil's own luck, Jerry. As for me, come on, deal again, deal the cards. Well, there are cards to play, there's hope.
It seems as if Nell and her grandfather have at last found a safe haven with Mrs. Jarley's waxwork show. But no. Driven to find shelter in a storm, they find instead Jerry Cruncher's inn and a card table. And soon the money runs out.
Good night, Pilgrim.
Oh, dear God.
Grandfather?
See the curse of poverty, Nell. If I could have played a little longer, the luck would have turned to my side. Look, see here, look. You see, they would have turned for me. And there again.
I wish we'd gone before. What will they think of us? I think we must stay. Yes, it will be past 2 before we can get back to town. If you will excuse me a moment.
Before leaving London, Nell had sewn a gold coin into her clothes, and now, lifting a hem, she unpicks the stitches and takes it out.
What? You have gold? Oh, if only I'd known before, how could you have kept it from me?
We will stay here. I will pay the landlord. He will give me change.
Honest Jerry Cruncher is surprised at the gold in the child's hand, but it is no business of his where the money comes from, only where it goes. Late supper is eaten, and the travellers go to their rooms.
Grandfather, are you all right? Shall I stay with you a while? Would you like to talk?
Nell, you're tired. Go to your room. Go to sleep, child. Go to sleep.
Nell is tired, and the moment she is under the covers, she falls into a deep sleep. Later, she wakes. Or does she wake only to dream? Is there someone there? Yes. Someone is in the room. With her. A dark shape against the darkness. It comes on and on to the bed. Hands wandering. Cold fingers searching. Then at last, chink of money. And then, shadow on shadow, it is gone. But who is the thief? And is her grandfather safe? She must find out. Be with him. Now. At his door she stops, knowing and yet not knowing, and opens it so slowly, so quietly.
So lovely. So bright and beautiful.
The old man sits, the only living creature there. In his hands. In his hands. In the morning, the storm is over. Breakfast is eaten quickly, and the old man and the girl set out on their journey back to town.
Grandfather?
Yes? What is it, Nelly?
Do you think that they are honest people in the inn?
Are they honest? They played honestly.
Because I lost some money last night. Out of my bedroom, I'm sure.
Is there none left? Was it all taken? Every penny, not a sixpence left?
Nothing.
Well, we must earn, or we'll go hungry. And Nelly, never mind this loss. There'll be more. Come on. Poor Nell. Oh, poor Nell. But one day you'll have a carriage, yes, and bonnets galore.
Let them go. It doesn't matter. Isn't it better since we got away from London? Aren't we happier than we ever were at the curiosity shop?
But it's for you, Nell. All for you. Now, come on, we must hurry. They will be waiting for us. Come on.
They walk on, but this time the old man walks ahead, his step faster, and Nell falls behind, her steps dragging, as if something inside is broken that may never be properly mended again.
Now there you are, child. I thought for a moment that we had lost you. What a tragedy. A deep personal tragedy. Well, for me, that is. For you, to be lost.
Sorry. Am I late?
Not at all, as I'm aware. George is just warming them up. Come inside, dear. You will notice that Mary Queen of Scots, the unfortunate lady, has made an appearance.
Oh, yes. She used to be the pickled walnut poisoner.
Education is our watchword. However, not more than 5 of Miss Monflather's young ladies have ventured through the door as yet.
But I thought you said
that the lady herself was expected. So I did. So I thought. It has not happened. We must try them with a parcel of new bills, my dear, and you shall take it and see what effect that has on them. After all, even so distinguished an establishment as the Monflathers Boarding and Day School will not be averse to a novelty of so great an
educational?
Well, educational worthiness, exactly. Now, perk up your bonnet. That's it, quite charming. Off you go, my dear. There.
Nell has no trouble finding the academy, which is a large house with a high wall and a large garden gate with a brass plate and a small grille at which all visitors are inspected before being allowed entrance. As Nell approaches, the gate opens and a long file of young ladies emerges, all with open books in their hands and some with parasols likewise. At the rear is Miss Monflathers herself, a most formidable lady.
Good afternoon, Mum.
Did somebody speak to us?
Mum, it was me. I wonder if I could give. These are handbills.
Handbills?
Yes, Mum.
You are the waxwork child, are you not?
Yes, Mum.
Nell blushes, for the young ladies have crowded around her and peer and almost poke, as if she were a waxwork.
And don't you think you must be a very wicked little child to be a waxwork child at all?
I don't know.
Do you not know that the harder the work, the happier you are? Why, child, are you not in the factory?
Don't know, Mum.
Why are you scrounging? In work, in work always. Let my first years be past, that I may give for every day some good account at last.
And I'm sorry I bothered you, Mum. I will go, if I may.
Go, child, and find decent work.
As Nell turns to go, she drops the pile of leaflets.
Oh, I'm sorry.
As she kneels to pick them up, a young woman steps forward and begins unselfconsciously to help. She smiles at Nell as she hands her the dropped sheets.
Ah, Miss Edwards. It is, as always, Miss Edwards. Is it not a most remarkable thing, Miss Edwards, that you have an attachment to the lower classes which always draws you to their side? Are you not a most vulgar girl, in spite of our efforts to teach you proper manners?
Miss Edwards doesn't answer, only smiles again at Nell as she hands her the last of the bills and stands.
The fact that you board in our establishment through charity, though we admit your work as monitor is satisfactory, we say that our charity does not excuse your taking the part of every grovelling, debased person who comes your way. We think you will not take the air today, Miss Edwards. Return to your room and do not leave it without permission.
Miss Edwards does as she is bid, walking past Miss Monflathers without a curtsy, indeed without any indication of the fear and deference shown by the other girls. At the gate, She looks back and catches Nell's eye and smiles again. A smile, I fancy, that goes straight to Nell's heart.
Go in at once, you wretch! Oh. As for you, you wicked child, you may tell your mistress that if she
presumes to take the liberty...
Liberty?
...of sending Miss Monflathers any more leaflets, she will write to the legislative authorities and have her put in the stocks.
Stocks?
Or compel her to do penance in a white sheet, or have her put to the treadmill. No. It was actually me who was put to the treadmill if I dared to come back.
The stocks? That I, the genuine and only Jarley, should be threatened with the stocks? Held up to public scorn? Jeered by children and flouted by beadles? The delight of the gentry displayed in a white sheet as a spectacle of mortification, and that woman is...
Yes, Mum?
Fool!
You're not angry?
Angry? I'm only sorry, my dear, that you had to put up with such a fool. Only do this for me. Whenever you think of Miss Monflathers in future, laugh. Yes, well now, let us do some work. Our public awaits.
Nell soon forgets Miss Monflathers and all her works, for her anxieties are of a deeper kind and not so easily removed. That night, as she dreads, her grandfather steals away and does not come back until the hour is late. Late indeed.
Grandfather?
You here?
I couldn't sleep.
Well, you know what I need, Nelly. You know what I must have. Get me more money. Everything you have must be mine. You know that? Because it is for you. Remember, Nell? It is for you.
And what can she do except give him what he wants? Everything she thought she had escaped has come back upon her, and it is, perhaps, only natural that her thoughts should turn elsewhere, to other lives, other people. The girl who smiled at her this afternoon, Miss Edwards, so kind, and yet unbowed by Miss Monflathers' cruelty. If only she had such a friend to whom she could talk at the end of the day, to whom she could tell all the things she so desperately needed to say. But she does not. Imagine that we are flying, you and I, swooping above the clouds, scaring the birds, casting shadows that rush across the landscape beneath us. And there is the town, and the waxwork exhibition with Mrs. Jarley selling tickets. But we are not stopping. Off we flash, faster than swifts, until we see London, where Daniel Quilp still broods.
I need a pair of eyes without much of a brain attached.
And Dick Swiveller.
Money, that's the stuff a fellow needs and a fellow don't have. If only...
waits to make his re-entrance into the story. But first, we drop in on Sampson Brass, attorney at law of Bevis Marks, and his sister, Sally Brass, who acts as his clerk, housekeeper, secretary, and fellow plotter.
Nearly done, Sammy.
Oh, I would have done if you'd helped.
Sampson Brass, lawyer to Mr. Daniel Quilp, repository of a number of his secrets.
You need my help, eh? Of course you do.
If I was the lawyer and you
Well,
was...
you ain't and I am.
And we need a clerk.
Ain't we got you?
We need a clerk and you know it.
And what exactly do you know that I don't?
I have a letter from Mr. Quilp. He desires us to take a clerk.
What? Quilp? He desires it?
Oh, you change your tune quick enough, brother, when he is mentioned.
Do we have another client like him?
Looking like him?
You joke. But look through the ledgers, page after page. Whose business?
His business.
Exactly.
And who sees it gets done? Me.
Ah, but who is seen doing it? Me. Such is the world, Sal. Oh, Mr. Quilp, I didn't see you come in.
Anybody at home, says I, in the outer office, any of the devil's wear here, is brass at a premium, eh?
Oh, brass. Oh, very good, sir, very good indeed. Yeah, quite eccentric, dear me. What humour he has, eh, Sal?
Oh, I always said so.
Is that my Sally, eh? The stronger arm of the law.
Oh, you see, he knows it too. Everyone knows it.
What spirits, eh? Amazing, sir, quite amazing.
Open the door, brass. I have for you here a clerk. Such a prize, such an ace of trumps. Let him in. Be quick. Or if there's another lawyer nearby, why, he'll snatch him up.
Oh, well, now then, let me see. Oh, after you. Thank you. There you go.
Samson Brass would far rather not have anyone looking over his shoulder, but when needs must. And he brings through...
Richard Swiveller, at your service.
Indeed, indeed. Dick, my young friend. And this is Mr. Brass, and this is the woman I ought to have married. This is the one who has all the charms of her sex and none of its weaknesses. Sally Brass.
Bosh!
One might observe that Sally Brass is probably the only woman in the universe with whom Quilp might choose to flirt.
Oh, in front of a strange young man, too.
Oh, he will be struck, Sally, by your unique qualities. He is a friend of mine, a gentleman of good family and great expectations, but who, having faced misfortune, finds himself happy to fill this humble station. You see my meaning? Wild oats sown, half a loaf is better than none, out of harm's way. Your offer, Brass?
My offer?
Is accepted. Swiveller is yours.
Oh, we are we not, Sam?
Very glad indeed. Mr. Swiveller is lucky to have such a friend as yourself.
I suppose he may start at once?
At once, if you please, sir, by all means.
Where will he sit?
What?
Only 2 stools?
We'll buy another. Meanwhile, if Mr. Swiveller will take my stool, and try his hand at copying this document, I will be out pretty near all morning.
A fresh quill, Mr. Swiveller.
Brass, walk with me. I have a word or two to say on a point of business. Can you spare the time?
Oh, spare the time for Mr. Quilp, sir. My time is your time. I love the chance to improve myself.
Then good day, Sal.
Quilp.
Goodbye for now, Dick. Come, Brass.
Dick, Daniel Quilp's unknowing spy, sits there, stupefied, spying out Miss Sally Brass's bonnet, a creation in green that simply defies even my words. Indescribable and, as Dick comes to feel,
Unbearable?
I beg your pardon, Mr. Swiveller?
Nothing at all.
Well, please carry on.
And so, with great expectations, Dick begins to copy said document. A long, slow, and very, very boring business.
What are you doing with that ruler?
Killing a fly, Mum.
I think not. Give it to me. There. Now, I'm going out. Continue your work, and should anyone call, inform them that Mr. Brass and Miss Brass are out.
I will.
I shall not be long.
Sorry to hear it. But perhaps you will be unexpectedly detained. Run over, perhaps. So I'm Brass's clerk, am I?
It is a peculiar but convenient habit of Dick's to talk to himself when he is alone.
And the clerk to Brass's sister. Clerk to a female dragon. Ha!
We might assume that Dick is actually addressing fate or destiny, one of those fellows, as heroes often do in the kind of novel Dick reads.
So, Quilp offers me this place, which he says he can insure. My old friends desert me. My luck runs out as fast as my money. No guineas, no credit, no dinner, and notice to quit old lodgings.
Ale for sale.
Is that a beer boy I hear? Oh, I must have a shilling somewhere. Here, you wait! I'll have a pipe! Give us a pipe, my lad! Don't draw it short! Oh, the world looks a better place from behind a pint of beer. Enter.
Excuse me, begging your pardon, sir. There's this here gent awaiting outside the door, the which he'd like to come through, seeing as how he wants to come in. Thank you.
Good Lord. What on earth? Sir, will you come in?
I intend to, sir.
I'm afraid that
I've come for the apartments.
I beg your pardon, sir?
The apartments you're advertising for rent on the first floor. Here is the note that hung on the door outside.
To rent a set of rooms, £1 per week.
I'll take 'em. Here's 10 in advance. The bargain's made.
But you say I'm not Brass.
No.
No, the name of the master of the house, the Chambers, is.
Oh, good. Oh, yes. A good name for a lawyer. I shall leave now and be back in 1 hour with my accoutrements and possessions, including the portable oven. Good day to you.
And the mysterious gentleman wraps a long scarf around his neck, despite it being a warm summer day, and leaves Dick Swiveller thinking,
this is a most remarkable and supernatural sort of house. She-dragons in the office, maids of no more than 3 foot in height appearing mysteriously, strangers walking in from nowhere. However, it is my destiny. I shall follow it wherever it may lead. Well, not wherever. Not to jail or Australia, but within reason. To the chop house for an oyster and beef pie and a pint or 3. Oh, damn it all, I'm stuck here, ain't I? Till at least one of them comes back again.
Oh, Mr. Swiveller, good man, splendid.
Still hard at it, is he?
it is a maxim with Mr. Brass that the habit of paying compliments keeps the tongue oiled without any expense. But when he sees the £10 note in Dick's hand and hears the terms...
Young sir, superlative. I can see you are a natural-born businessman, ain't he, Sal?
Just let him walk in, off the street.
£10 down, Sal.
Coming back in a couple of hours? It's a surprise, and I don't like surprises.
But Dick has come to terms with his destiny and is quite resigned and comfortable.
Fate, I shake my fist in your face. Ha, I say. Ha!
And the trio get back to work. Next day, however, after the mysterious gent has moved in...
You know, the lodger ain't up yet. Nothing has been seen nor heard of him.
I suppose he may sleep his £10 out if he likes. It's hardly midday yet.
But what if he never wakes?
Or hanged himself from the bedpost. After all, you took this £10 in agreement of him taking the room for 2 years, dead or alive. I should straight away write an account of everything that transpired in case it come to law.
He's sleeping late, that's all. I've done it myself on many occasions.
Asleep, dead, asleep, dead, asleep, dead.
You were a fool to take him. You'll never make a lawyer. Sammy, we must see this so-called gentleman face to face.
Aye.
Now, Mr. Swiveller, lead on.
I say hello.
Oh, that won't do. Ring the bell. Are you in there? Wake up there.
In there.
Hello.
Hello.
Louder, Thompson.
Hello.
Hello.
Have you been making this racket?
Me?
Not
Sir.
you.
Well, as for you thinking...
Not you. You, sir.
Me, sir? No, sir, I did not even...
Is my peace nothing?
Is their peace of mind nothing? We thought you was dead, sir.
Well, I am not.
In which case you was definitely sleeping double and paying single.
Instead of being thrown into a rage by this remark, the strange gent laughs.
Come in, you impudent rascal.
And so saying, he takes Dick into his room and shuts the door in the faces of Samson and Sally Brass. The room is tenanted by a trunk or two, boots and bed, and a most peculiar temple made of shiny silver and steel, with many little tubes and chambers and valves and who knows what.
Drink?
I might try a small quencher, if you insist.
The gent lights a spirit lamp at the base of the thing and tips water, brown sugar, an egg, nutmeg, coffee beans and rum in a number of cups, receivers, vials, flasks and chambers, and then pulls a lever or two.
Man Brass. He's a lawyer.
Yes.
And the lady?
The brains, I suspect.
Ah. Well, I wish to do as I like, young man. Sleep when I like, get up when I like. I like to be asked no questions.
Servants? Only a very small one.
Oh. Aha. Your rum is ready.
Oh, thank you. Oh. Very good indeed.
So you tell them, my young friend, that if they disturb me, they lose a good tenant. If they know me to be that, they know enough. If they want to know more, it's notice to quit. That's all.
I shall tell them, sir. And who shall I say?
No name is necessary.
But if there are letters?
There will be no letters.
If someone should call?
No one will call.
But, sir...
But nothing. Good day to you.
And as Dick leaves the room, he thinks of his destiny.
All very mysterious.
Well, young Richard?
I might take a quencher, sir, if you were to push me.
After settling into the apartments above Samson and Sally Brass's office, the strange gent, who declines to give any name at all, persists in his habit of choosing to communicate only through Dick Swiveller.
This is a new concoction. Jamaica sugar, but with an infusion of... as you can smell.
Fair makes the eyes water, sir.
Try.
Interesting. Worth a second taste?
Now, you are keeping an eye for me.
The eye in question is being kept throughout the district for, of all things...
Punch and Judy, as you requested, sir. Everyone I hear of.
And everyone I hear from my window.
Shall be summoned for your...
Another glass?
Entertainment? I take it, sir, you're a connoisseur of the genre.
You'll have it with or without the infusion this time?
Without. And your interest being...
Well, let us say that I have, through numerous contacts, heard that certain itinerant entertainers...
Punch and Judy, man.
Exactly, have news of those I wish to have news of. Beyond that... Well, drink up, sir, for I'm sure your labours call you from below.
Mr. Swiveller, are we to expect you at any time today?
You know, I think she's taken a liking to me. Still, better had.
Better had, Mr. Richard.
Dick is absolutely right. Inasmuch as Miss Sally Brass is not of the loving kind, he has wakened something in her breast.
You know, Dickie, I used to play at bailiffs when I was a girl. It was such fun, creeping up behind the other children and clapping them on the shoulder. It's the sponging house for you, my buck, I would say, and cart them off to the coal cellar. Oh, such games we had. As for my old dad, they used to call him Foxy Brass, you know.
No, I didn't.
No,
silly! How could you? Oh, what a wag you are, Dickie. You would have loved my doll's house. Sweet little condemned cell and an execution dock.
Oh, yes, quite, Sal, quite. Amazing.
In short, he has become her confidant, inasmuch as a woman who has never uttered an injudicious word in her life can have such a thing.
There you are.
I believe so, Sal. What was it you wanted?
This document, Dickie, must be copied. Meanwhile, I shall go to lunch. Since Sampson will not be back, you must look after the shop. You may go to your lunch later, though I might bring you something back if you'd care for it.
There is nothing that Dick wants from Miss Sally, nothing that might offer any encouragement. So he replies,
No, old fellow, do not trouble yourself. I shall make do with a whelk or two and a pint.
Very well. I shall not be long.
and she goes.
You girl! Stop sleeping down there. What do we feed you for?
Leaving Dick to wonder once again about the small servant who has made an appearance or two during the time of his employment.
I'd give something, if I had it, to know how they use that child and where they keep her. Though why? Damned annoying if you ask me. Fella should look to himself, not some damned pinch-faced little servant. What a waste of talent Swiveller brought to this. Only... damn it. Only...
Dick takes himself at his own word, and takes himself to the stairs, where he listens to any sounds that might be coming from the dark and dank basement below.
You'll be picking at it next.
Sorry, Ma'am, I didn't mean nothing by it. Only I'm ever so hungry.
And there's definitely a bit of meat attached to the gristle. Here. When here. Enough to feed a queen. Never mind some wretch of a slavey. Eat it.
I can imagine that tasty dish.
What? Finished already? Want any more? No, of course you don't. Fat as a piglet. Fed like a pasha. Now, sign this here affidavit stating that you have always been treated to the best. Of the best, for the best, by the best, without prejudice.
Can't write, Ma'am.
With an X, you stupid girl. Now, drink your water and get back to work. I have an errand, Dickie. I shall be back in a trice and then you may go for lunch.
Oh, yes, Sal, old fellow, I will. If I could ask...
anything, old fellow.
The downstairs girl?
Yes?
I just wondered...
Wondered what, old fellow?
Well, old fellow, wondered what she was, as it were.
Why, she's the downstairs girl. What else should she be?
Over the following days, Dick has little chance to think any more about the maid. Mr. Quilp is delivering a quantity of papers, writs, and other unpleasantness, all of which has to be copied for the records. There is, however, at least one relief.
I do believe it is... it must be 2 days.
2 days, I would say, old fellow. At least 2 days.
Without a punch. I'm in hopes that our lodger has run through them all.
They don't do any harm, do they?
Dick is of the opinion that looking at Punch and Judy is far more entertaining than looking at Samson and Sally Brass.
Harm? Is it no harm to have a constant hallooing and hooting under one's very nose? Is it no harm to have the King's Highway stopped with a set of screamers and roarers whose throats must be made of
brass?
Of brass, exactly. The absence of noise. No, I will not abide it. Dickie! Come to the window and do something!
I say! Do you? Is that word has gone about, ain't that so, Mr. Codlin, that there is a gent at this address what is interested in the arts of the commedia? No, he ain't.
Oh, yes, he is.
Oh, no, he
No,
isn't.
he isn't.
Oh, yes, he is.
Oh, no, he isn't.
Oh, yes,
Stop this now!
The gent in question would like to meet with you, gentlemen.
What did I tell you, Codlin?
oh, I told them. Sausages.
You can leave the fellow with the big nose down here.
Oh, I know, that's not the big.
Unlike his mouth.
Very funny, I don't think it.
Go around to the front door and I'll let you in.
Enter.
Sir, I have the honour to present Mr. Harris and Mr. Codlin.
Purveyors of mirth and mirthfulness. That's so, Codlin. He agrees with me, sir, only he don't say a lot, do you? There, see, he does the money, I do the talking.
Would you care for a drink, gentlemen?
What do you say to that, Codlin? He says yes, sir, as do I. Harris, at your service.
Thank you, Richard. You may leave us.
Perhaps I should pour the...
No need at all. Thank you. I believe...
Vicky, old fellow, am I to wait all afternoon for Rex and Sapperson to be coffee?
you are required downstairs.
Good day, gentlemen.
Just you have a care with Mr. Punch, young fella. We have left him in your charge. We don't want to see any trouble when we come down.
Is it likely?
With that reprobate, only too likely. Have a care, I say.
Now, sit down, if you please.
Oh, we do. Very happy to. Ain't we, Codlin?
Your health. I see you're pretty well browned by the sun, the both of you.
We are, ain't we?
Mr. Codlin groans, as if he can still feel the weight of the entire show upon his shoulders, since it is he who carries the thing.
Travelling to fairs, markets, races, and so forth, I suppose.
Pretty nigh all over the west of England.
I've talked to men of your craft from north, east, and south, but not from the west as yet.
It's our regular summer circuit.
Another drink.
Well, I wouldn't. But Mr. Codlin will, and I suppose I shall have to keep him company. Dependable, but not so sharp. Not even a match for an old fella and a child. Couldn't keep an eye out for them, lest they sneaked off early.
Your drink, sir. Now, where are that old man and that child you speak of?
Sir?
The old man and his grandchild who travelled with you, where are they? It'll be worth your while to speak out.
Ah, you see.
They were with you.
Oh, yes, with us. Blessed child, pretty creature, brought in the crowds. Codlin said so, he did. And she would have said, indeed, she did say, many a time, Harris is my friend. Codlin for the money, Harris for the friendship.
You don't know where they are.
Where they were, that being along with us.
It would have been better never to have found you. I'm sorry, gentlemen. I've wasted your time.
There is George.
Well, George?
That's right, George.
Well, please do elucidate, sir.
Bumped into George just before coming down, we did.
And?
And George drives a caravan for Mrs. Jarley.
And who the devil is Mrs. Jarley?
Ain't you ever heard of Jarley's Waxworks? The celebrated... not that the lady has ever appreciated the art of Punchinello, but George did happen to say when we saw him...
Left to himself, for Sally is off once again, Dick can't resist the lure of...
Mr. Punch!
Mr. Swiveller!
How do you do?
Remarkably fine, as it happens.
No sausages, then?
Ah, 'tain't all sausages and ale, my lad.
Ain't it?
Not to say that sausages don't go down a treat.
Especially if they're stolen.
Of course, without prejudice. So, Mr. Swiveller, here you find yourself.
I do.
And how do you find it?
Pleasant enough.
Is that so?
I am, after all, master of my fate. I laugh at destiny.
Most people, Dick, laugh at jokes.
Ow. I am not a joke, sir.
So you said.
I care for no one, and no one cares for me.
Wasn't you set to be married once?
Don't venture there, you deceitful puppet.
I always thought a puppet was made to act so by others.
What are you saying, sir?
Who's the puppet here, Dick? When are you going to stop drifting along with the current and start swimming for land?
I am content.
No, you ain't.
Ow, yes, I am.
No, you ain't.
Ow.
No more than the downstairs girl. Both of you no better than puppets, worked by a set of scoundrels. Don't you want to know what it's all about, Dickie? I thought you was the hero here.
And for a long time, Dick Swiveller and Mr. Punch look at one another, and there is not a lot for either one of them to say.
Ah, sir. Oh. I hope you've not been careless with Mr. Punch.
Oh, no, here.
Yeah.
Did the gentleman upstairs find what he hoped to find?
I dare say he did. And I dare say Mr. Codlin would agree.
And was it...
Worth a sovereign? And 20 more, should matters come out satisfactory? I reckon Mr. C would say it was. And I reckon Mr. Punch would and all.
Which is as good a way of leaving Dick Swiveller and his curiosity as any.
Miss Edwards. The bank is steep here and it wouldn't do if you were to fall in. I don't think Miss Monflathers would like that at all. If I may, perhaps I might call you Alice, if it is not too great a... And I shall be Nell, or Nellie if you prefer. Oh, look at the ducks.
Two young ladies walking by the river.
How hungry they always seem. Do you know, Alice, I don't think they're hungry at all. I think they're just very, very greedy, and if they keep up that quacking all the day, why then people will come and feed them. You used to come and feed them with your sister when she visited. I don't suppose you noticed me then. Well, of course you wouldn't.
Nell and a new friend, the girl from the school who showed her a moment's concern.
I think it is so beautiful that you should work at that dreadful academy for almost nothing, and save just so you could see each other. But I knew. You see, I knew right from the first moment I saw you, when you looked at that dreadful woman with such spirit. I knew then how much I would value a friend like you. How lucky I should be if ever we should become friends. You see, to have someone I can trust, who will listen to my worries and advise, and not even that, who would just be there. Someone to talk to, someone to... But it's getting late, and I must hurry back.
She looks lovingly at her friend, her support in these difficult times.
Perhaps we could walk here before breakfast. I do like the river in the summer. Now I really must go. Bye, Alice.
Nell by the river.
Yes, tomorrow.
All alone.
Nell, is that you?
Grandfather, why aren't you in your room? It's late.
Yes, it's late. I have been waiting for you. Where have you been?
You know, Mrs. Jarley is opening the waxwork in the evening.
It makes a long day. It is almost 11.
I have an hour off at 6.
And does she pay you more, since you work more?
The custom isn't...
Does she, Nell? Does she, my poor little Nell?
A little.
And today is payday?
Grandfather, you promised. No more cards, no more gambling.
It isn't for me, never for me. It's torment, it's pain and agony, and never for me.
You'll disturb them.
Them, all they want is to part us, to take me away. Is that what you want, Nell? Isn't it really what you want, to see me gone? See me alone, shut up somewhere?
No, that's not true.
Look at me, child, and tell me it's not true. Tell me so. Prove it to me, my Nellie.
I must keep our rent. And a little for food.
Yes, never mind that. The rest, give me the rest. And any little tips that folk give you. Oh, I know they do. 6pence for the pretty girl. You are a good girl, Nell. Such a good girl, and it will come back to you. Don't you see? It's for you. All for you. And now go to bed and sleep, my little one.
Good night, Grandfather.
Yes, go to sleep.
Many nights Nell walks by the river. She looks up and sees the bright stars looking down from the wide world of air, eternal in their numbers and changeless. Between her and the old man has come a gradual separation. Every night, and often in the daytime too, he is not there. And when he returns, there is no explanation, only the demand for more money, more and more. And day after day, and night after night, it goes on, until one night, late after work, as she sits by the river, with the friend she needs so much.
Alice, it's Grandfather. What shall I do? He looks so terrible. I can't let him go on his own.
And like a shadow, she slips from river to bush, from path to track, through groves and trees, and to a hut out on the bad edge of town, where beside a bonfire sits a man she remembers as Jerry, from The Valiant Soldier, a man who enjoys a hand or two of cards. And who is that other shadow who comes to join him?
Well, well, Pilgrim, here you are again. I said you wouldn't be able to keep away.
Oh, you knew that. Like you seem to know everything.
What's this? Angry? Truculent? Hey, if you don't like it here, well, go. You are your own master, ain't you?
You keep me poor and plunder me and laugh at me. Yes, you do. You'll drive me mad one day, you and your rest.
What do you mean, keep you poor? Help me here, Pilgrim. You keep me poor if you could. The other fellas that play with us? You'd keep them poor, wouldn't you?
It's the way the cards fall.
You deal as often as any other man here. That's how it is.
Will you shut up and
He'll be back. You see, Pilgrim, bruise him, kick him, but he'll come crawling back. That's dogs for you. But as for you and me, we're men, ain't we? When you win, you don't come at the old, have your money back, Jerry. I don't want your guineas.
Oh, I might have had a few of them during the play, but they never seem to be there at the end of the game.
A man must play the hand heaven or chance gives him. A little bit of skill, a little bit of luck. But the way is straight and the gate is narrow. And there's a toll on it too. And the Pilgrim must have the gold to pay his way.
Oh, Grandfather.
Nell, all a listen in the bushes. What can you do now?
I was wondering if you could, for tonight, advance me some funds. Just a loan. I would pay it back tomorrow or the next day.
Borrow it to raise a mortgage. But when you sit down to play, then it's cash on the table where honest men can see it.
Yeah, but you don't understand, Jerry. My luck. I know my luck will change.
Oh, his luck. His cursed luck. Nell, you must do something. Think.
Here, I'll tell you something, Pilgrim. And I'll tell you this only because, well, we've got to be friends these last weeks.
Go on, then.
If I was in your position, without the funds, then I'd help myself. Oh, there you are. I've said it now. Out in the open. Well, that's what I'd do.
No.
No, please, no.
But what? Where?
Where? Why, back in town.
No, I couldn't. Not the waxworks takings. That would be...
Borrowing. You get it back before morning. There. See? He comes back. Good boy. That's a good boy, eh? But maybe you're thinking, Pilgrim, if I do borrow all that money, it must be at least 200, then old Jerry here, he won't be able to match me guinea for guinea. Is that it, old fella?
No.
Hold it a while.
You just sit there a while and let me show you I'm a man of my word. When I sit down to play, where are you? Ah, there we are. Now, Pilgrim, see that box? Hear that box? Would you like to see inside? Oh, why not? We are friends, aren't we?
Don't let him look, Nell. Don't let him see.
That's money. Go on, smell it. Oh, nothing smells like cash in the hand. And listen to them. Oh, the yellow boys. I'll match you guinea for guinea. By gold, Pilgrim, I'll match you farthing for farthing. Anything you choose. Ah, don't touch. Not yet, but soon. They can be yours. You can take this box away as well as the box you come with. Put that one back, no one will ever know. And with this one, why, all the trumpets will be sounding for you on the other side.
Yes, I will.
God help you now, Nell.
Oh, God help us now.
I'll do it.
You'll do it? Then we'll play. Tonight.
Not tonight. Tomorrow. Then I'll do it tomorrow.
Sharp's the word. I'll be waiting. Sharps and flats, eh? Sharps and flats.
Yes, Nell. Run, Nell. Hurry. Anything now to take him away from this place.
Yes. Take him away.
Because you know that if you do not, Nell, then no one will. And what will happen to the old man then?
Grandfather! Are you there? Let me in! I must talk to you! I must!
And you know that it is up to you now. There never was anybody else to help you.
Wake up!
What is it, Nell?
We have to go.
What do you mean, child? Why? Why must we go?
Because...
Well?
They're coming for you.
No, that's not true. It can't be. No.
The Punch and Judy men. They must have told.
No.
They did tell. They're close now. They'll put you in that room.
No, they can't.
You'll be all alone.
No, don't let them.
Then faster, Grandfather. For your life.
Yes.
For mine, too. Take just what's to hand.
My stick.
Hurry.
Yes.
Rushing to her own room, Nell gathers what she can, then hurries back and takes the old man's hand in a grip so strong that nothing, not even death, will break.
Come. Hurry.
Through the straight streets and crooked outskirts their feet pass quickly. On they go, and not once do they look backwards, crossing the river and following its winding path away from the town, from Mrs. Jarley and George and his pies, but above all, away from Jerry.
We must keep on, Grandfather.
I'm tired, Nell. I'm tired. I cannot.
You must.
Don't torment me. Why can't we go back?
Hello? What's the matter here?
Have they come for me, Nell?
We're travellers.
A queer pair of travellers to be walking all night. One of you is too old for those games, and one too young. Where are you going?
To the west.
And where have you come from?
The town.
What does he want, Nell?
Nothing. He wants nothing. Stop walking.
Just wanted to be sure.
I want to go back, Nell. It's too far, too late. I'm going back. I have to. There's something I have to do.
No.
I just wanted to be sure that no one had robbed you.
Oh, no one has robbed us, thank you, sir.
No. Come back.
I've a narrow boat along the cutting, heading west. If that's convenient for you, then you're welcome to ride along. You don't look much like river pirates to me. Well, what do you say?
Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you.
They board the canal boat, and as they glide smoothly on under the cold moon and the unforgiving stars, Nell knows that soon all trace of their passing will be gone, and that they will be lost.
Young Snobby, you're wanted inside.
Has Mr. Abel forgotten something?
Ask no questions, Snobby. Go and see. And if that pony was mine, I'd break him. Outside the office of Mr. Witherden, the notary, where, you may recall, young Mr. Garland is a clerk, and where Kit drives the young man, of a morning, to be met by his nemesis, the ever-suspicious Mr. Chuckster. Oh!
Christopher Nubbins.
Most calls me Kit, but that'll do. How can I help you, sir?
Well, first I should say that Mr. Abel and the notary here, Mr. Witherden, are quite happy for me to talk with you. That is, if you are happy, Kit.
Am I happy? I suppose I am. You could say very happy, so go ahead, sir.
My business has to do with a dealer in curiosities, a gentleman whom I believe you served for a while.
I did, sir.
I've been a stranger to this gentleman for very many years.
Sir?
I've been inquiring in his old neighbourhood and found that you had worked for him. I got your mother's address, and she...
Well, if Ma don't mind you, I don't mind you. Full steam ahead.
Oh, well, I'm a plain speaker, and I see that you are too. Good, we'll get on splendidly, I hope. Now, first, I want to find them to help them, not for any other reason.
That's fine by me, sir.
Recently, I returned to London with a plan to help people I cared about, and found myself frustrated. No people, no plan. I keep asking, why did they go? No one knows. Kit?
Bless if I do. Except I reckon that Mr. Quilp had at least a hand in it.
Oh, Quilp, yes, I know Mr. Quilp. But otherwise, Kit?
Well, no idea. I mean, the old fellow and Miss Snell, they lived alone. Didn't see hardly no one. Her brother Frank came round sometimes, but mostly the old fellow quarrelled with him. Then there was Frank's mate, Mr. Swiveller, and some writer fellow, but that was it. As far as I know now, the place is to let.
Oh, exactly. Apply to Samson Brass, attorney at law. I know the person in question, don't worry.
Blimey, I won't worry about you. Looks like you can take care of yourself.
Kit, I like you. I really do. Now, here's a sovereign, and you can do me a service.
Sir?
Stay quiet about this conversation. You can tell Mr. Garland and young Mr. Abel, but otherwise keep it buttoned.
Can I tell me Ma that someone wants to help Miss Nell and the old fella? Well, she'd be glad to know. Well, anything, I reckon.
To her, then, but no one further. And now, good morning to you, Kit.
Good morning to you, sir. You was to hold him gentle, Chuckster, old chap. He wouldn't struggle so and mess up your coat. By the way, you don't happen to know the name of the gent inside?
All I know, young snob, is that he has been the cause of me standing here with this wretched horse, for which I hate him with a mortal and undying hatred, and would pursue him to the confines of eternity, if I could afford the time. Now, be off with you.
Takes all sorts, I suppose. Go on, Whisker. It's back home for us. We've some sprucing to do.
Because Kit has a day off coming up, and Barbara the pretty maid has a day off coming up, and Barbara's mother and Kit's mother
Pleased to meet you, I'm sure, Mum. Oh, pleased to meet you, Miss Barbara. And your mum and all.
are joining them, and Kit's little brother and the baby too.
Don't you be crying on such a day. Could I carry him? Why, bless you, my dear.
For a trip to the music hall. Astley's itself, with a bag full of apples and oranges, and a coach to the theatre door.
Manage. Let me give you a hand, Barbara.
Thank you, Kit.
My pleasure.
I do beg your pardon.
That's all right, my love. You sit on my lap if you want.
Kit! Look, all the mirrors and the lights. Oh. Oh, my. Kit, this is such a...
What did I tell you, Ma? And it's only the start. There's gents what sing and lovely ladies and ponies and everything, Ma.
I wish your dad could have seen this.
Oh, he liked the horse, didn't he?
Not that, son. You, our boy.
Oh, give over.
Isn't she just so beautiful, kids?
Maybe she can sing, but I tell you what, Babs, she don't look one half as nice as you do. Not 1/4 as lovely as you.
Really, Kit? Truly, really?
Well, I says what I means and I means what I says.
The visit is a howling success, particularly so since Kit's ma and Barbara's mother take to each other like long-lost cousins in a fairy tale. And after the show, as promised, an oyster dinner.
Blimey. Did you see the waiter call him sir?
6 dozen oysters to start with, my man. A pot of beer, bread and butter, and look sharp about it.
Very good, sir.
Look sharp, he says. And never mind them fierce whiskers on the waiter. My, oh my. What do you think, Babs, eh? What a laddie is that lad of mine.
Well, I think he's very nice, Mum.
Well, Christopher, you have made a new friend, I see.
Back in Hornsey, Kit's employer, Mr. Garland, has a question.
Beg your pardon, sir?
Mr. Abel tells me you have a new friend at the office. A gentleman...
Oh, that gentleman. Yes, sir. Very handsome he was and all.
Oh, I'm glad to hear it. Though I should say that he is disposed to behave more handsomely still.
What's all that about then, sir?
He's rather anxious to have you in his own service.
In his service? I don't reckon he's serious, not if he says that.
Oh, but he is indeed. And he has told Mr. Abel so.
Oh, I never heard such a thing. I wonder at him, that I do.
I want you to listen to me, Christopher. This is important, and I don't want to stand in your way.
No,
now, from all I know, you were a very faithful servant to your old employers. And this gent, as you know, is looking for them, and should you be there with him, then I have no doubt that a substantial reward, well, it would come your way.
He has no right to reckon that I'd just go off with him like that. What does he think I am, a fool?
He may well think that if you refuse his offer.
Oh, let him if he must. Look, I got a good position, a bloody good position, if you'll excuse me for putting it that strong, but well, that's how it is. But you can tell him that I won't be going nowhere. Besides, there's Whiskers, sir. Wouldn't let nobody near him except me. Mr. Abel, who'd drive him to work. And as for Mrs. Garland...
Mr. Garland, sir.
Yes?
There's a gent at the door.
And Barbara.
Says his name's Chuckster.
Oh.
He wants to take our Kit, Kit, back to the office, so he says a certain gent might borrow him.
Do you mind, Christopher, if he should?
Not at all, sir. I'm quite lendable, as long as I'm returned.
Well, I'm sure you will be. Come, let us go through.
So Kit finds himself in the enviable position of being driven by Mr. Chuckster.
I shan't forget this, young snob.
And I won't neither, matey. Come on, giddy up.
Oh, come in, Kit. I have news.
Yes, sir.
I've found them. Nellie and her grandfather. At least with the help of the notary here and a whole legion of contacts and connections.
Where are they? How are they? Are they near here?
Yeah, a long way away. But I'm going tonight to bring them back, and I want you with me.
Me, sir?
It's about 60 or 70 miles away. So if we hire a coach and travel all night, we should reach there in good time tomorrow morning. Now, the only question is the fact that they won't, well, they may not, recognise me. And since, for whatever reason, they have run away, I might cause them to run further. Do you see?
I suppose I do, sir.
Yeah, but if you are with me, then they'll recognise someone they know, and all will be...
Sir, if that's why you want to take me, then, well, I'm afraid I'll have to say no.
What?
Well, I'd do more harm than good.
Well, I think you'd better explain.
Oh, Miss Nell, she knows me and she trusts me, but for some reason the old fella, the old master, well, he wouldn't have me anywhere near him. I don't know why, but he wouldn't. And if he was to see me, why, well, it'd spoil everything. And I'd give the whole world to go, but, well, you see, I can't.
Another difficulty. Was ever a man so beset as I? Isn't there anyone else in whom they had confidence? Anyone?
No, I don't reckon... Hold on.
What?
Of course.
Well?
My ma.
They know her?
She was always coming back and forwards, do they know her? Do oysters have shells?
Oh, then where is she? We need her now.
Well, I could go and...
Oh, get her. At once. And bring her back post-haste. Packed and ready to ride.
Ma, come on, we got... Ma, are you there? Oh, no, she ain't. Oh, but I know where she is. My lord, excuse me, but I ask you... Oh, well, she's in there, so nothing for it.
No more than a wee spider on a coal shovel.
Excuse me, I'm sorry.
What is the meaning of this?
Ma!
Kit, I'm at chapel.
I know you are, Ma, but you must come with me.
I can't.
You must now.
Madam, can you explain this violation?
Sorry, as you see, my son...
Stay, Satan, stay! Tempt not the woman!
Don't call me names if you please.
What in the name?
Ma, come on.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so very sorry.
Come on.
All thoughts of Satan are simply blown away as Kit turns and sees, in the shadows, under the pulpit,
Quilp.
Quilp. And what the devil, indeed, is he doing there? Grinning slightly. Grinning.
Ma, get a move on. Now. Come on.
But there is no time to speculate. They are out, and after calling in for the odd necessary, hurrying for the post coach.
What have you got in here, Ma? It's heavier than...
Only what I need, nothing more. But I'm really not sure.
No, it can't be me. It has to be you, Ma. Look, you're the... Hurry up. Only one they'll trust. Blimey, look at that. He's gone and hired 4 horses. You will be going it, Ma. Here she is, sir.
Oh, goodness me. Give me a moment to draw my breath.
Now, don't be in a flutter, Mum. You'll be taken great care of. Is this your box? Put it up, Kit.
All ready now, sir.
Mrs. Nubbins, your coach awaits.
Oh, my lord.
Driver, take her away.
Come on, giddy up there!
Kit, take care! Take care!
And Godspeed you, Ma. And may it be a happy return.